Moving into a van has been a huge financial boon for me. Make no mistake, this saves a ton of money, but you can also increase your spending in other places that you didn't foresee. For me, it's coffee shops. I spend a ton of time in them, usually for the internet, and just have a place to work and chill during the day, other than being inside this tin can. And I normally go and get like 2 or 3 coffees, sometimes other stuff too, just to justify my presence. I like to think, though, that I've more than canceled out that cost increase with what I'm about to do tonight, a good meal prep. I cook a week's worth of dinners, eat one fresh, freeze the rest. Going to a campground tonight for this one in Goshen, DAR. I go there all the time. I got like all the same frozen vegetables that I always get. The only thing I got new was this. Quinoa, I think is how it's pronounced. Very confusingly spelled thing, but I don't know exactly what it is. It says it has protein. I thought it would be good for me. I feel like I could use some more protein. Last time I came here, there was a line and every campsite was booked. Well, there is a 1-car line. That's not too bad.
In a nap?
No, I am good.
All right. You're all set.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Enjoy.
You too. Site number 2, my favorite. I haven't been able to get this all year, I think. I like the layout and the compactness and the topography of site number 2. I have my table right here. I can do all my cooking, editing, shenanigans on. I have the campfire right here, which is the perfect place. I can sit just like 8 feet away, catch some of its warmth. There's even a little hibachi grill I set my tripod on. I've never actually cooked on that. Maybe one day I'll do that. But my favorite thing about site number 2 is that little vernal pond right there. There's usually little frogs and other critters that sing at night. Love listening to it. It's like my own little Ashen Tully garden right here, all to myself. So I am going to do a walk around. I am not going to swim tonight. I've only got like a few minutes of daylight left, and I want to start this whole operation, before it gets too dark. I'll show you the little pond I'm talking about right here. It's kind of this whole swampy area. There was a frog that just jumped. In the spring, there's peepers in here all the time. There's a beautiful green frog right there. I'll try to get close. He wants to run. Yeah, I love having my own little pond. No other site here has that. And there's a bit of like a mossy terrain that is another region between me and the next site, which is that blue thing way over there. So I have some space to walk around. Look at this beautiful pond. It's like this whole side of the road. And I can take a little shortcut through the woods to the bathroom. That's quite important during the night. There's usually a little nature center here that is open. I might try to take a peek in that. There's also a cool little kiosk or whatever you call it that you can rent for functions and stuff. Never seen one here, but it seems like a great idea. They finally posted actual hours for this place. Oh, closes at 6. That's too bad. That firewood started so easily. I've been keeping it in my van since last time I was here, over a week ago. It was so dry. I've got the fire going. I've got my first few dishes set up. I am mixing my own little rice, lentil, quinoa, grain mixture here. I don't know what is a seed and what is what with this stuff. Honestly, it looks like bird seed. It looks like the stuff I got at Tractor Supply for 1/10 the price. Yeah, everyone mocked me for getting that, but here I am recreating the same exact stuff, as far as I can tell. I am also cooking my new way, which is not to have 8 bags set up and put a little bit in each with every batch. I just do one dinner at a time, 2 bags in a pan at a time, you know what I mean? Anyway, so the first dish is just a simple pork tenderloins, Brussels sprouts and corn. One of my favorites. I ran out of cooking oil for this meal. I hope that doesn't impact stuff too much. I haven't cooked without it. Stuff tends to not conduct the heat as well. I don't know. As for spices, the other thing I'm doing differently, I'm not cooking with any salt in any dish here. I'm just trying to like purge myself of the salt. I'm using two things. I'm using that Wright's liquid smoke and some organic dill weed. I love dill and that liquid smoke stuff. I just need to remember to only put like a dash on. I'm gonna do it on camera just so, yeah. I think that's okay. I'll mix that all up. Throw that in the fire and get things going here. I'm throwing some water in there. I think it's better than nothing. I think not having enough oil is going to be a huge problem. I already noticed it cooking differently and like sticking to the pan and stuff. Kind of a bummer. Once I got a towering inferno of fire out of that campfire, not having oil didn't seem to make much of a difference. It just cooked so fast. I just stood there and stirred it. I got all the tenderloins done. Now my other red meat is these beautiful steak tips right here. I am going to throw in with that some asparagus. Hopefully it's still frozen enough that I can cut it in half with my hands a little bit. Yeah, I'm too lazy to like get the blade out and saw it, chop any of that crap. And also some Brussels sprouts. I have some space in the pan, so I will throw this in there too. After this, I have about, I think, 2 pans worth of food to do, which is all the chicken and the rest of the veggies. And I should get 8 bags out of this. Not sure how much I'm going to film. The sun is going to set very shortly. I may regret this, but I'm thinking of, instead of adding this liquid hickory stuff to every dish, just add it to the rice once and be done, and then just mix everything when I'm eating it. Yeah, the pitch changes when these get hot, I guess. I've had my cargo door open all evening. There are no mosquitoes at all. I don't know why. I don't know if they threw some pesticide down. No mosquitoes, no moths. I've had no problem with bugs whatsoever. It's kind of awesome. But it also feels like this whole week has felt like fall is rolling in way too fast. All the back to school stuff going on sale. The change in the weather. I don't know. Might be due to those wildfires. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've got one more log left that needs to get me through this dish, and one more after that. All of which is chicken, which is absolutely swimming right now. You might as well call it a duck at this point. The sun just went down. Just like last time, I went down to the very last log to cook that last dish. It feels so good to make perfectly efficient use of resources. I have it down to a little science, not to brag or anything. So now I'm doing my deep clean, which I always do. I have a small kitchen here, but it's so cozy. I feel like I use it. It's a challenge using the space efficiently. I put all my dirty dishes here, wash it in my sink, which is like a 10-inch deep sink. If you're going to get a van conversion with a kitchen in it, you want a really deep kitchen sink. And then I put everything on these paper towels here on my nightstand to dry. Yeah, I'll get all of this done. I think I got 10 bags of food out of that. And then I got to make a schlep through the pitch black darkness right now to take a shower. I don't want to take a shower in here. All right, let's get out of here. I am going to leave the countertop lights and the disco ball light on while I'm away. It just makes me feel like, I don't know, safer, I guess. But look how dark it is out here. You can't see anything. There is still a little bit of twilight. It's 9 p.m. right now. We just had our last 8 p.m. sunset tonight here in Western Massachusetts. Yeah, kind of sad. Here we go. Now, unfortunately, like last time, the men's room is occupied, so I'm gonna have to use it with you. Shower felt great, but my towel is so wet. I put it out on my windshield. I just gotta remember not to drive away with it out there in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed. Tomorrow is another day of work. I'm glad I have all that food taken care of. I love doing that. Cooking outside is so much fun. I'm gonna miss it when it's gone. Yeah, I don't want to think about fall and the cold weather right now. That's not how I want to end this video, so I'll talk to you guys again in the morning. Well, I slept great, but that towel did not dry at all out there. I'm gonna take off. The last thing I take advantage of here at the campground is, of course, the dumpster. It's finally Friday, thank God. I don't know why this week felt like it just went on forever. It started with Trust Falls and ended with, I don't know, Planet Fitness here in Northampton, my new favorite gym. And there's that big Y right there. I'm gonna hop in there, get some stuff for the road, and figure out where I'm sleeping tonight. I'm not sure. I kind of want to catch the sunset somewhere. Check out all these spices they have here. Roasted garlic and herb. That sounds good. Montreal steak, always a winner. Smokehouse maple. I am stocking up. This stuff sounds great. Also, look at the size of the bananas here. I don't know if you can tell how big that is. But this here is the main thing I want to grab. A nice big bag of ice. Man, this stuff is heavy. I find my fridge freezer just draws so much power on a hot summer day, keeping all that stuff cold. So I throw one of these and it definitely helps reduce the power draw, so it kind of pays for itself. Yeah, aside from being huge, this is the weirdly most difficult banana I've ever had to peel. It's like peeling an orange. It doesn't just like come off, you know what I mean? Not sure what's wrong with it. There's an old classic car out here in the parking lot with its hood off so you can see all the innards, all the like guts and innards of the vehicle. Makes me want to build my own van. I would love to do that, just like build it from scratch. Oh, he's starting it up. Yeah, I bet I could figure out something like that. As for where I'm gonna sleep tonight, I think I'm gonna head towards a trailhead for the Appalachian Trail. There's a lot of hikers coming through Massachusetts. July and early August is like the bubble of all the through hikers on the AT coming through Mass. And there's a lot of people who camp at the trailheads. So I think I'm gonna blend right in. Look at this car right here. Here in the Northeast, we don't have BLM land, we don't have boondocking land. Finding places to sleep is much, much more difficult. The one thing we do have that's anything close to that is the Appalachian Trail. There are always people who section hike. You know, they park their car at a trailhead and they'll do like a section for a couple of nights, camp in the woods. It's great to like blend into these places. The Appalachian trailheads are all over well, they're not all over the place. It's like a straight line that runs along the Appalachians, obviously. But I lean on them heavily in the summer. You can blend right in, and it's like I said, it's the closest thing we have to boondocking in the Northeast. And here is the AT. Looks like there's no one here. Someone left their trash here. Hate it when they do that. I settled in. I'll have a good night's sleep, but I just remembered why I kind of don't like Appalachian Trail trailheads. No cell service. Yeah, this is deep in the mountains. I don't even get a single bar here. I do have a cell phone booster, but you know, every time I deploy it, I find it doesn't make much of an impact. That's been my experience with those cell phone boosters, unfortunately. I wish I could speak better of them. You know, maybe it's just the area. Maybe I'm not using it right. I don't know. It's 78 degrees right now, which is a little on the high side, but that's what I set my thermostat to in the winter. And, you know, I have to start thinking about that. 2 days ago was the halfway point of the summer. There are 13 weeks in the summer, and this week is week number 6. So we're officially halfway through summer. And I'm already seeing all the ads for back to school. I'm worried about, listen, I'm scared about living in here for another winter. It ain't easy. It's much harder than a house. I have good insulation, you know. I have a diesel heater. I have like everything. You don't need to suggest more toys for me. I have everything I could possibly have. It's still just hard. coming back to a cold van at the end of the day takes a while to heat up. Finding places to park, they all dry up. There are so many, like, even the town I'm in right now has a parking ban on the street from like November to March. I wouldn't be able to park where I am right now. The spaces just dry up. You got to deal with space savers if you're in the city, people like camping out on their shoveled out places. Nowhere to park. It's just, oh my god, I can't believe I'm already starting to worry about it. If there's one reason I ever quit van life, it's the New England winters. It's like, we just had the coldest one in 34 years. Hopefully that toughened me up for whatever the next one brings. Because I'm not ready to deal with that again. I just want to be camping like I did last night. Every night of the year. Cooking outside. I should really move to Florida. You know, that's what I need to do. I need a job that is fully remote. No requirement to be in the Northeast at all. I wish I had such a thing. I'm doing the best I can. I would love for the YouTube to take off and become like a full-time YouTuber, but that's way harder than you guys realize. Like, YouTube income is so inconsistent and like you can't count on it. And you're just confounded by the opacity of the YouTube algorithm. Anyway, here I am talking about YouTube. I just did a video saying how I don't want to talk about YouTube, so I think I'm rambling now. This is where I call it a night. Not sure what this video was, but I never am. You guys watch it anyway. Thanks for doing that. I'm gonna have a nice chicken dinner tonight. It's only like, it's not frozen, trust me, it'll taste fine. Alright, peace out.